Hey, this is Arthur Hill, Chief Technical Strategist at TrendInvestorPro.com. You are tuned into our YouTube channel for our weekly video analysis. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Hey, so we're going to start off with SPY because it remains in an uptrend. It's not been doing much the last few days, very narrow ranges, but still holding that uptrend. QQQ's in an uptrend, and IJR is also holding its breakout. That would be small caps. But what I'm seeing is we got some setups in some metals-related ETFs, DBB, base metals, PALL, Palladium, and SLV, silver. And then I'm going to show you the momentum composite because the Copper Miners has a very oversold reading that could lead to a bounce. So combined with the setups in DBB and the other base metals and the oversold condition in Copper Miners, we could get a bounce there. And then we'll look at healthcare because it is showing leadership, large cap, mid cap, and small cap. We got a breakout in the small cap healthcare ETF. Let's take a look. Now let's turn to metals, and we've got three metals related ETFs. And the first thing I do is check the trend composite. If we're green, we're in an uptrend. I'm not worried if it's +1, +3, or +5. If it's bullish, it's green, it's bullish. There are 5 indicators, so if 3 are bullish and 2 are bearish, that's +1. That's the smallest number you can have for a bullish signal out of 5 indicators. But all 5 are currently bullish here for DBB. And we can see, so there's an uptrend, and there's the dips below the 50-day. That give you the opportunity. We don't have a dip below the 50-day, but we're right at the 50-day right now. And we don't have a true oversold reading. We need to get a -3 to get an oversold reading. But you also got to look at the price chart and see what's happening. And if you look at this pattern here, it looks like some sort of wedge, triangle, pennant thingy. So you've had an advance, you've had a consolidation after an advance. And this gap down is just reacting to the futures because the futures have been trading the base metals before this opens. But if you can rebound off the 50 and get a breakout there, that is going to be bullish for DBB. Here is Palladium. PALL is the symbol. And you can see the trend composite turning bullish there at the beginning of September and staying bullish throughout. And it went through a long consolidation. I mean, yeah, consolidations like this are frustrating, but you can see it broke out and moved to new highs. And then we get this pullback here, and you can see the momentum composite got to -3, -4 on these declines and bounced. And now it tested that low and is getting a bounce here. So it looks like Palladium could be setting up for a bounce and a resumption of its uptrend. I'm looking for resumptions of uptrends. I'm not looking for reversal patterns such as double bottoms, double tops, head and shoulders. I'm more looking for like you get this big advance here. So we went from 200 to 275. We corrected below the 50-day. So you're below the 50-day. That says, hey, maybe there's an opportunity. You see this pennant triangle thing is forming, and we're starting to turn back up. So this is looking like a bullish setup. Now I want to show a longer term chart of silver because I think it's got a big bullish continuation pattern forming. If you see here, you had this big advance in silver, and then you have this long consolidation. In fact, I'm just going to go to weekly bars so you can see that a little better. So if we go to weekly, and then I'm going to open that up, we can see what's happening a little better. So there's that big advance. And now this spike here was when this Reddit rumor was going that the Reddit army was going to take over silver. So I don't particularly like that spike, so I'm going to kind of draw through it. But basically what I see here is a big advance, a long consolidation. And in my book, a consolidation within an uptrend is a rest. It's a bullish continuation pattern. And we're challenging resistance here, and a breakout would be bullish. And so it's at this stage I go to the daily chart. So I see a bullish setup on the weekly chart. So I'm going to go back to the daily and see what's happened at a more granular level. So basically we have a big advance here, not as big as the one we saw on that weekly chart, but we have some sort of consolidation working here. A consolidation after a big advance. So if we break above last week's high, that's going to be bullish for silver and could extend into the 30s. So now we've got the Copper Miners ETF, Copx, and it has more than doubled since the trend signal. The trend composite turned bullish there in July. It was around 20, and it moved above 40 easily, and now it's come back down to 37 and change. But if you look at the structure of this, it's an uptrend. This looks like a correction within that uptrend, and we can see that the momentum composite hit -5 twice. So that means it is very oversold and it's in an uptrend. So I would be open for an oversold bounce at least. Perhaps this is a falling wedge, and you can see this big advance. This is a wedge-like pattern 2, and we didn't get all 5, but we got 3 oversold. See how dark it looked, right? You're breaking the 50-day, you've got a sharp decline, you're oversold, and then it reverses. So that's the way these work sometimes. But we've had this sharp 3-day decline, and watch out if we get a pop and a breakout. That would be bullish for copper miners. So over at trendinvestorpro.com, this is the main analysis page. And I just want to point out, I just put out an article on Wednesday, Introduction to Trend Following, where I go over the assumptions, the expectations. I go over 10 indicators plus the trend composite that you just saw, and I backtest those. We're using a basket of 50 ETFs back to 2007 and show you which ones performed best. And so this is a very detailed article, and I will have a video up with it. And if you want to see the indicators that I'm going to put to the test, there they are, the conventional SMA crossover, the unconventional EMA crossover, the direction of the moving average, the rate of change, 65-day RSI. Then we got the Donchian channels, Bollinger Bands, Keltner channel, Stoke close, CCI close, and the trend composite. And this article is available to all subscribers. Now, even if you don't trade sectors or industry group ETFs, it's always good to know which ones are leading, because that tells you where to go look for bullish setups. And I think healthcare is one of the strongest sectors right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at healthcare on 3 different market cap levels. Large caps, which of course would be XLV, the healthcare sector SPDR. I'm going to call mid caps the equal weight sector ETF RYH, because most of them are mid, let's face it. And then we have the small cap sector ETF PSHC. But if you look at this one, you don't need an indicator to tell you it's in an uptrend. It's just been working its way higher from the lower left to the upper right throughout this whole chart, which is just over a year. Trend composite didn't really warm up until mid-July with that pop there, but it's caught a pretty good trend so far. And, you know, we kind of had a choppy consolidation here, but we hit a new high last week. So healthcare would be at the top of my list when I'm looking for individual stocks. And if you look at equal weight healthcare, it's even stronger because it hit that high, and you can see that's a better looking consolidation within an uptrend. So, you know, you kind of had this big advance, you consolidate, you break out. That is definitely bullish. And you can see that the trend composite's been bullish since April. And then one more would be small cap healthcare. This just tells you that strength is throughout the sector. This is PSCH. And it kind of looks like the pattern we saw on IJR in that you have, this big advance and then you have a big triangle consolidation. And a consolidation after an advance is typically a bullish continuation pattern. What it's doing is digesting the move here. I mean, come on, you went from 120 to 200. You're entitled to some sort of rest after that. And so it took a long rest with this consolidation, and now it is breaking out and looks like it wants to move to new highs. So healthcare across the board is looking strong. So if you'd like to know more about trendinvestorpro.com, you can click on the link in the description below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great day.